So for everybody watching, what you and I are going to talk about today is the very exciting topic of pitching. Kate has been a student, so she can talk to it from the learning copywriting and learning to pitch side. And then she is also one of our coaches. So she is here to also be a resource in the Facebook group. So right now, Kate, as you know, we're in the middle of Pitch-a-palooza, which is for our CCA students, really to get everybody amped up and excited about moving forward with pitching, because let's face it, if you're not pitching, you're not getting clients. And if you're not getting clients, you're not getting paid. Yeah, kind of a big deal. So I know that a lot of people, a lot of students kind of have this concern or this fear that they are not ready for pitching. They don't know when they'll know that they're ready to pitch. What was your experience with that? Did you know there was a time that you were ready to pitch?
Yes, this is a great question. I sent my first real thoughtful Pitch-a-palooza last year. That was the first one. I'd been a member, I'd been a student for about 6 months at that time. I tried, sent out a couple of really tentative feeler emails, oh, am I ready for this? But Pitch-a-palooza was just so I'm so pleased you're doing it again, because it's imbued me with a lot of confidence, because it's just a matter of practice and putting yourself out there. I don't think I ever would have felt ready until after I did it. It's like jumping off a cliff, or it feels like I'm terrified of heights. So this is kind of an apt description, but it's like jumping off of a cliff and you don't know you're going to be safe until you are off already and you're about to land. But there's no, looking back, I can't really identify why it's so scary, because there's no danger. You're just putting yourself out there, offering a suggestion that a business owner is free to accept or not. And there's, no harm, no foul, So yeah, it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy to take that leap, but at the same time, it's not dangerous.
Yeah. You're not going to die. Nobody's going to harm you. Yeah. Well, and it's like we always say, you don't get confident before you take the action. You get confident after you take the action. So you were nervous beforehand. How did you feel after you sent it? And still nervous is a perfectly fine answer.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, there's still that little bit of hesitation. If it's a bigger company, if I am stretching, then there is that little bit of, and I've posted things in the group, how does this sound? This is a little bit beyond what I've done before. But you have that one or two, those first or second or third bits of success, those responses, and it's just it's this beautiful thing, but you're not going to experience that feeling of relief until you do it. So it's very tempting to get stuck in the nervous beforehand, when really you just have to do it. And so I don't know if that really answers your question per se, but it does get easier for sure. It gets faster. I found it took me, I could spend half hour, 45 minutes, just crafting the perfect pitch, whatever that means, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect, right?
As if that's a thing, yeah.
But just agonizing over it. But now, I've been doing this full time for a year, almost exactly. And that was my impetus of sending my first pitch. I literally quit my job. December 31st was my last day. January 1st was my first day full-time freelancing. I got to do this. So yeah, I was literally jumping off the cliff, and pitching was the way to land safely. So yeah, so it's faster now. I feel a lot more confident just because, you know, I can look at a website, I can identify, but it takes practice, and it's okay. Like I know you say this a lot, Nicki, and when we're starting out, like adults not used to learning, like we're not, you know, we're used to knowing stuff, so it's tough. It's tough getting over that. But you will, my friends, you will, I promise.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Have you found anything that really works, or have you found things that that have made your system faster, or what has kind of turned pitching from, I mean, besides just doing it, do it, guys. Besides doing it, have you found any techniques or anything, and even times of day that make it easier for you to do it?
Oh, times of day, for sure. The morning, I feel a lot more confident in the morning. I'm not like, so I mean, I have 4 kids, so I get like really dragged down and exhausted, and it's really hard to motivate myself to do anything by the time like 3 o'clock rolls around. Just so tired. So, but I mean, I know everyone has different rhythms, but like find that spot in your day where you feel the most confident. I think that's the key. When you're writing a pitch email, you really have to own it. And that comes through, like your confidence will come through in the way you write. So if you're feeling that confidence, then just sit down and write it quick, like do it and then send.
Hit send. Hit send.
You can sit on it for half an hour, maybe. I wouldn't do this often, but maybe wait till the next day and just give it a quick run, you know, check for typos or whatever. But if you take those moments of when I'm feeling confident, like I do, I'm a copywriter, I know what I'm doing, and just seize those opportunities. So that's something that has worked for me. Instead of, so like whether it's scheduling those parts of my day where I'm feeling the most, where I can predictably be a little more confident, that's one thing. Or just like, oh, I happen to be feeling confident right now, I'm just gonna, you know, send this pitch. So that's one thing.
That high and making it work for you, or utilizing it. I mean, yeah, that's great.
Exactly.
I love it. Yeah, and I think too, you know, you said something in there about sending things out, and when you're feeling confident, and you said a lot about that, but that made me think about the fact that I think part of the reason why people get so nervous is because they think that they're concerned that people will know that they're not super high level experts. And I think that people forget that you very likely, no matter what level you're at, it's very likely that you know more about copy than the people that you are pitching. You know, they may be a master at whatever business they have, and they might even be a marketing director for that matter. But marketing directors have not been through copy training, and most people have not been through copy training. So I think there's that feeling confident, you know, riding that confidence high when you're feeling it, but maybe a way to kind of think yourself into that confidence is going, okay, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, but I've studied and I've practiced and I have written copy and I can write copy for them, and I'm a copy expert. Now, you might not feel like the highest level of expert yet, or I don't know if anybody ever does, quite frankly, but remembering that you know more about copy and that you're offering them a valuable idea that they can use to build their business. I mean, how great are you that you're showing up in their inbox and being like, oh, by the way, you can use this to build your business.
I got you.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know if you can look at a website and you can identify 1 or 2 things that could be done better. I mean, one of the biggest, my first really big project was for a really small, like a counseling practice. It was just like a 1-person show. And I was just like, hey, you don't have any calls to action on your homepage. So it's like, she didn't know that. She's not an expert at copywriting. I am. And so just took that 1 email, and then I've worked with her a couple of times now. So if you can identify 1 or 2 even small things that they could improve, that means you have an expertise beyond what they already have. So you're offering a lot of value.
Yeah, I love that. And there you are demonstrating that expertise. So what do you have to be afraid of? And then even too, if they want to talk with you and you get on the phone, you're just talking with another person and they're interested in hiring you because they got your pitch email and they're like, "Ooh, this person clearly knows what they're doing. I want to talk to them." Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Do you have any pieces of advice for anybody out there who's maybe not, doesn't feel like they're ready to start pitching yet, or maybe they're like, next month is when I'm going to start pitching? Is there any words of advice, words of wisdom you have to offer?
Oh man, I mean, if you're waffling, there, you just have to. Okay, I'm gonna say this. It's gonna sound a little harsh,
Ooh,
but I
love.
mean it with love. Okay, it's with so much love in my heart. Okay, get over yourself. Like this is not. It's not about you. It's not about you, my friends, as copywriters. It's about the business and what we're looking. In our pitch emails, we are sending value into the world, and you don't be selfish. Okay, if you know something, so like you can kind of trick yourself into trick your brain into however you want to do it, but that's one thing. Like, don't be selfish. Don't keep that great advice, that great tidbit of information to yourself. You can really be helping these businesses, whether they're small or large. There's a lot of value that copywriters can bring. So get over yourself and just do it.
Yeah. Amen. I love that. Just, yeah. Think of all the business. If you're not pitching, all the businesses who need your help that are not getting that help. It is, I love that. You, copywriter, very selfish to not pitch. Just do it. I love it. I love it. Well, this was super duper helpful. And I'm sure that the people watching loved it as much as I did. Well, at least I hope that I had a great time. I hope everyone else did too.
Fun.
Yeah, right?
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, please.
As I've got, like, I've only been doing this a year, but it's been a great year so far. Even 2020, people, it was still a great year. But pitching is like a very super high intensity when you begin. At the beginning of your career, you have to do a lot. It's so much, and it feels so overwhelming, and you feel like, oh, how am I going to send 5 pitches a day for the rest of my life? But that's not what it ends up being. So just like get over the hump, just get on your schedule, do your thing. Eventually, you're going to end up with referrals. You're going to end up with repeat clients, and it's not like this forever. So if it feels draining for you, it's going to be okay. Like this is like getting a train moving. It takes a lot of energy to get the train going, but it's definitely worth it. And I've loved this past year. It's been a wonderful year, and I'm so excited that I get to keep doing this. So, okay, just wanted to say that.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. I love that. I think that's such fabulous advice. Yes. Well, I hope that you did enjoy this, because I know we're going to have you back on here multiple times. I just come back on. So thank you so much. And CCA students know that they can work with you in the group.
Really excited. I'm excited. So I'll see you all.
Yes, excellent. All right, so thank you guys for joining us.